It's KUBE 93.3, Seattle's #1 for hip-hop. It's the Wake Up Show. I'm Strawberry.
And I'm Jenna.
And here with us today, Dom Kennedy's in the building.
Yeah,
Yes.
Original Dom Kennedy. What's up?
We just wanted to roll out the red carpet for the Emerald City, man, and welcome you into Seattle.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure to be here every time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big fan, actually. So I was so excited to have you in here because, you know what I mean? Like, you're LA, right?
Yeah.
You rep LA super hard. So everybody know in LA about you. But I'm always like telling people, hey, you got to get on him. This is your 6th album. It's like people should, they should know the name when they hear it, right? What makes this album different than all the rest of your albums?
I feel like my approach with this album was like the first album of the second half of my career.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was like my focus. Just trying to get, like always trying to improve. Better at songwriting. Better at just concepts. You know, when you first start, you young and you raw and you just want to rap. And then if you outlast a couple albums, a couple years, you know what I mean, a couple artists came and went, a couple styles, you know, things change so much in rap.
Yeah.
So with my goal is as I get up there in my career, I just want to make better songs. You know what I'm saying? That's always my goal, just to learn the craft more, you know, and sometimes you got to take a back seat truly to just rapping and saying whatever to be able to like create a good song, you know. So this album for me was about combining rap and making better songs.
I like that. You had mentioned, like, especially the music, rap has changed. Like, let's be real. Hip-hop's changed, rap has changed.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you can kind of, do you want to mold within what people are expecting rap and hip-hop to be now? Or are you like, nah, F that, I'm still Dom Kennedy, I'm going to do me?
Yeah, that's more my approach right there.
I like that, though.
I'm never trying to conform at no time. I don't think it would be right for me to. I don't think I started this trying to, you know, conform. When I first started putting out music, deciding I was going to put out music, my whole thing was to do something to fill a void that wasn't there. That was the only thing that inspired me. It wasn't anything that was popular at the time. It was all the things that were maybe forgotten or all the things I wanted to see in rap game. And my perspective in life is always to contribute, you know, not to complain. Like, I'm not a complainer by nature, so I'm always try to add something different, you know, instead of trying to get down with what everybody else is doing.
So we talk a lot about on the radio, Seattle being a very a very music forward and music friendly city, right?
Always.
And nowadays in this new millennium, everybody's got a laptop which you can make beats. You could go in your closet and make tracks and everything.
Yeah.
This is an era where anybody can have a song heard. You know, you put it on SoundCloud, you put it on Mixcrate or whatever. So you've seen this arc. You've seen in your career, all right, we got to go to the studio. Now we have to press a CD. Now we have to wait for distribution. Versus nowadays, you could throw a mixtape together, boom, put it online, and it's out. Like, is this more fun for you, or is it still is there still as much red tape as it was back in the pressing and distribution days?
I don't think you could say it's a lot of red tape, because when I came in the game, the internet was just first trying to figure out how to get the music out. Everything was pretty much free download, bootleg. You know, it wasn't even really an iTunes. Like, kids nowadays, they have the benefit of putting out a song on SoundCloud and somebody say, hey, look, this song has got 50 million plays or 5 million. Somebody could go and say, well, now we're going to charge $1 for it. You know what I'm saying? And put it on all the platforms. And they do that not because the song is even a good song, they just see the statistics behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Clout is everything now.
Exactly. So I think it's pros and cons to that. On a creativity level, it's a beautiful thing because everybody is kind of together. It's probably less and less of a regional thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, I saw Bun B say something yesterday about Travis Scott going to the Garden and saying Travis Scott was the first guy from Houston to sell out the Garden. But if you think about Travis Scott, he doesn't sound like a Houston rapper.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And
he's more in the internet generation where it's like you could kind of close your eyes and it's just like a song. Right. It's not like, you know, when I was coming up, it was like, this person said, he's talking about Brooklyn. He's talking about New Orleans. He's talking about Seattle.
Or even where they sound. You know what I mean? Exactly. All the time. It's different
But nowadays in the internet, so it's like with the creativity, it's a great thing. I think it kind of made rap lose some of its like hometown character from each individual artist because people just, they look so much. It's hard not to be affected by the numbers and by popularity. I guess you could just stamp it, you know? So it's like, I imagine if a kid is coming up, it's hard for him to, if a kid in Seattle's listening right now, I would say stay true to Seattle, but he's probably admiring a kid from wherever just because they're popular.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
his
yeah.
sound is going to be influenced by that kid no matter what he tries to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because of how they share music nowadays.
Yeah.
That's something I definitely respect from you.
Yeah.
Like that, like I mentioned before, like you are hella LA, and that's okay.
You get to outlast a lot of trends though. That's kind of the hidden gem in the whole situation is that, you know, you kind of get to outlast a lot of trends if you represent something that everybody else can't copy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do
And
you.
it's
You have to do you.
Exactly. To the fullest extent to be able to penetrate, because you might get high, you might hit with a song, but then after that, what you gonna do?
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Well, after that, what you gonna do? You don't represent nothing no more.
People
You
are gonna
know
be
what
like,
I mean?
"Hey, Dom, go back to that snappy stuff you
Right,
did. Go back to that
exactly.
mumble stat." No, man, I'm not mumbling. I'm not. That's not me.
That's not you. So it's like you kind of gotta figure out a way to be creative, but also stay true to who you are.
Yeah.
Well, I like it because you're timeless to me. Like
Thank
a
you.
couple of my favorite tracks is like OPM,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But when I come around,
Yeah.
to the day, I
Yeah.
still will play that
Appreciate
song. I
you.
played that song literally a couple days
Yeah.
ago, and I'm like, wait, hold up, that's my jam. You know what I mean? That's my
Yeah.
song. And but you
Yeah.
can play it anytime. If I were to play
Thank
that in the
you.
club, it still pops
Yeah,
off.
for sure. That's one of my biggest songs right now. Even now on this Winter Lose tour, like I have a new album out. I've had multiple albums out, mixtapes, but it's like the ones that is true to me is the ones that I could perform anytime. And like you said, honestly, they still come on, and everything I say sound like I wrote it today.
For real, like
Still.
literally, Straw, I want to
Yeah.
grab a bottle. When I
Yeah.
hear that song, I'm like, come on, grab a bottle.
We got the
we gotta hit
1942 still.
Exactly.
Right.
We might have to finish that after this interview, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's talk the new album,
Yeah.
Volume 2.
Volume 2.
What's your favorite song on the track? Or on the
It changes day to day. I would say like Best Friend, My Benz.
My Benz is my favorite.
Yeah, I like My Benz a lot. That's more so what I was talking about when I was saying like getting into like songwriting and staying on topic. Because if you think of like me and like when I come around, that's just me like honestly just talking crazy for 3 minutes. You
Yeah.
know,
You
but I
can have
have
two
fun
sides.
doing that.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
you though. Like,
Exactly.
that's
And
for real you.
I try to keep that intact on the Volume 2, like a song called The Report. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm just clearing my brain out. That's kind of what I used rap for early on. But like I said, nowadays I like to, you know, write little songs that's specific to certain things. So that's why I would say like My Benz. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because
cool.
it's
So
sticking to a subject the whole time.
I swear, like, I mean, the album was dope, but I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna lie to you, like, that was the first song that I added to my playlist. I was like,
Thank
that's
you.
my song
for
right
sure.
there.
We definitely do a couple of them at the shows, and My Benz is definitely one of the highlights for sure off the new album.
Yeah,
for sure.
song bops for real.
For sure.
Now how many times have you been to Seattle? Have you ever performed at Neptune?
I have. I don't remember, but I have been in Seattle. This is about 4th or 5th time I performed in Seattle. I was back here with Smokers Club tour. Maybe that was my first time. Maybe like 2011.
Okay.
That was like Currency, Nipsey Hussle. You know, people that we was all doing.
Yeah.
You know, bubbling at the time on an underground tip. But I always get big love in Seattle. I feel like I have performed at the Neptune. I would have to see what it looked like in the inside too.
You'll walk in and be like, "Oh yeah, I've been here before."
Exactly.
I know that must be hard as an artist. Like, you can remember, like, yeah, I've been to Seattle, but like, you go to so many different venues. Like, how do you even keep track of that stuff?
Right.
It's
crazy.
like once you hit the stage, you're like, okay, I remember this
these
spot.
lights.
Yeah.
That's what it's like with my host. I mean,
Like I remember you from somewhere.
Hey, actually, I gotta. Speaking of hoes, you just reminded me of some other stuff.
It
so
happens.
this cracked me up. Like before you got in here,
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, man. I've been kind of been watching a lot of his videos, and he's like, maybe Straw's wearing a red zip up right now. He was like, maybe I should
I didn't mean any disrespect.
Nah. You
Like,
I say you good, Straw.
Because it's bright red.
Nah. You straight.
I didn't
said,
need
you know what?
nothing.
I think he's gonna be okay with it. Don't worry.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Because, I mean, to be honest, though,
Yeah.
Dom Kennedy, Jenna's right. I've been doing push-ups for, like the last week I've been going hard.
Right.
So I didn't want you walking in and seeing a thread.
Right.
That's
Oh, my
the
bad.
reason.
Like I said, we're welcoming you here.
Okay.
I got my, I want to apologize. I got my eye on my phone. I have a buddy of mine who I just found out he moved to Northern California.
Word.
And the part of Northern California that got decimated by the Paradise Fire.
Right.
And I just found out, and so I'm reaching out to him like, dude, I just found out, like, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm staying at my friend's house. Like, all our stuff's gone.
Damn.
I went to work in the morning, and the only thing I have right now is what's what's on my back and what's in my car.
Right.
And so we were talking to Anderson .Paak just last week that even though he wasn't affected by the fire, like the air quality and some of the studios and some of his friends and family, they got burned out or evacuated. Like, do you have any loved ones or friends or family?
Man, we've been on the road since the fires kind of started, so we didn't really get affected by it. I don't have any family or friends up there that I could think of that have reached out to me or anything, or I've talked to. So nah, man, but I kind of saw it as we was traveling around the country, and I checked in, like you said, about the air quality. People was telling me it was a lot of ashes on that car and stuff. I saw it on CNN a couple times because when you're traveling, you don't get the local news, so it's not as big. But when it hit CNN, it kind of let me know, like, damn, this is a big deal. You know what I mean? For sure. So shout out to everybody out there if you got any family or friends, man.
My cousin in LA, their area got burned out, and then my buddy in Northern California. He's texting me right now. He's just saying, like, hey, remind your listeners that even though the news isn't covering it, people are still going through it right now. It's going to be a long process. So, don't forget about us is what he's saying.
I saw something about Thanksgiving. That's actually what it was. And people helping out on Thanksgiving for the people that had their homes got burned down. I know that's probably tough, man, for real. I can only imagine losing everything and then the holidays pulling up and, it's bad.
There's never a good time, but it's even worse with the holidays.
For sure.
Real quick, right back to the music.
Go.
You just dropped visuals for Christopher Columbus.
Okay,
so that's your latest video, I'm assuming?
We got a couple more, actually. We just shot one in Atlanta for a song called Late Night with the homie J305 on there.
I love J305.
OPM artist. And then I got one for the last track, which is called Fell in Love. But I definitely wanted to be more proactive with the visuals with this album for sure. Like, it's been a minute since I really, like, put my eye on, like, visuals and just showing people, like, to me a visual is like just updating them on what things is looking like right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I had videos out from like a couple years ago, and then people would see me and be like, oh, you look a lot different, or dang, and I realized like they watching like a video from like 13 to my type of party video, and I'm like, that's what's up. But I was like, I gotta show them like what we doing, what we drinking today, what we wearing today, you know what I mean? What we hanging out today.
Like, Dom Kennedy, you're still drinking Hypnotic? Like, no, man, you're not drinking Hypnotic no more. What are you doing?
You're still drinking Incredible Hulk? That's weird.
But there was a weird period of time when videos or visuals, as we call them now, like they weren't as important or pushed by the label. Like there was like a drought, and then now they're kind of back to being important.
Exactly. And me being independent, that's the main thing. It's like when I was putting out, we were putting out like a Still Calling, for instance. We were actually like Jam of the Week, and that was a big deal as an independent artist, as any artist. You want to be MTV Jam of the Week. So to get to that level, and then like you said, videos kind of took a turn where it was like it wasn't really that important. People was like, "When do a video," and I'm like, just for the YouTube, like you know what I'm saying, like, but I mean, people do watch them, like it's important, but I like the era of like, a Jam of the Week or proper platform. Shout out to Revolt. People still doing it, but I feel like we need more channels, or they need to figure out a way. Even bring Soul Train back. I don't know. Something on the weekend, right? Like all them college football games on Saturday. Give us 1 hour where it's like just straight rap on national TV.
We were talking about bringing back BET Uncut. There were some rumors for a while bringing that back.
I think it's going to come. I mean, they tried with TRL, right? Like they tried to do that, even though that's like the mainstream of like all that.
TRL. But it's all good because that might inspire something else. But
you never know. But I mean, MTV2, I think that they still play like.
Yeah, they do.
But like, who really gets MTV2 all the time?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Nobody.
Exactly.
It's like the generation is just different. Like they always need something new.
I think that's always what they try to tell us until somebody does it and then it works. And then everybody like, oh, I had the idea. You know what I'm saying?
Where you at,
like,
Where you
I think y'all right with y'all first mind. Like, it needs to be a better representation of rap videos. You know what I'm saying? Because of how important the music is and the genre is, and how everybody, loves and supports the music. It's like, it's only right. Like, nobody asking for Utah State and, you know what I'm saying? Texas A&M on Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Like that. You feel me? Like people would sit there and watch 2 hours of music videos if it came on.
Absolutely.
In the right manner. You know what I mean? Of course, with the right host and the right situation, it's like people just got to figure it out. Like, the music business got to figure it out. You know what I mean? For sure.
Right. I think we're leaning towards, like, small, like, short story films, too. Like, Nipsey, what he's doing. Yeah. I love Nipsey. I respect.
Yeah. They went hard with their videos.
He did. You know what I mean? And he's telling a story with his albums, with his music, and with everything. I mean, like, the growth he's made.
Well, the good thing, too, is, like, the content stays on demand. So it's like, as if you wasn't part of the hour and the show went off and your video didn't play, exactly, you didn't get no love. Nowadays, again, with the internet, you could say, at least, you know, the content will live forever. As long as you could take it down, but the content will pretty much live forever 24/7. So it's not always a bad thing, but just, it would be great to see somebody take the best of and curate it the right way and present it, you know, on a mass scale, you know, on a platform.
When I was
it deserves it. Yeah. That's how I fell in love with rapping. Things. I do interviews a lot and people say, well, why did you do this, or how did you get it? And it was like, honestly, it was the music and then the music video. That lets you know, like, as a person, you identify with people's styles, you know what I'm saying, and where they come from and what they got on and who they hanging out with and what they driving, and you got to have a visual to see that, to understand, you know, to get inspired by it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
We got to bring back a video channel. Like, we got to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I was one of them kids that running home, watching movies, watching
important.
the newest music
Rap
video,
City.
you know what I'm saying? So I could be up, when I was talking to my homies, like, hey, did you see this? You know, and you had to be up on that in order to be with it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the mumble rapper fans gonna remember this, but you guys remember the box where you would like call up an 800 number and like you want to see Dom Kennedy, Brenda's baby, press 234.
Right. Yeah, that's some old school stuff, man. I forgot
and you would sit there and hope they press the number. Right? They just ordered it. You would sit there and wait for your joint to come on. Of course, man. Of course. Dope. I think I ordered an R. Kelly one time. I'm trying to show my uncle, like, look, this is my dog. I mess with R. Kelly. And I made him order the R. Kelly because he was like, I ain't never seen that. Just what we talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't never seen it. But now I guess you would just go on YouTube, right? Yeah, and you got internet, you just hit it like, look, watch this.
For real.
That's funny, man. Hey, Dom Kennedy, so you go mixtape, album, tour, bam. Do you record while you're on tour for your next project? Or you're just all performance mode right now?
I'm all performance mode. I spend so much time in LA like recording and just listening to music and doing everything. I'm one of those people, when I'm on the road, I gotta just do the road. Yeah. I don't like to do both. Like a lot of people, they wanna, you know, oh, I'm recording this on the bus, I'm doing that. I don't wanna hear no beats, really.
Yeah. I feel like you're living in the moment. Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Important. That's
exactly.
Really important.
And that's big. That's a major part of this whole thing, is like being in the moment. And in the same way, when I'm making the music, I don't like to perform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'll turn down shows and like opportunities to do things because it's like, what I'm gonna talk about? I just want to create something.
Right.
You know,
One
I don't want to perform. Yeah, because it's dope. Like you kind of get caught in this and you never get the reset button and be like, this is what I'm doing going forward. You know, you kind of gotta let it go at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And keep moving. You know. So that's kind of my philosophy with it. It's like, when I'm in record mode, I want to record. When I'm on the road, I just do the road. I don't want to be like worrying about recording every day or like, you know, doing music. Like, I like to kick it with the fans, learn about the city, you know, hang out. You miss all of that if you just focused on just recording and leaving.
Walk up in your bus.
Yeah.
And it's what you lock yourself in the studio for so many hours for, to get on the road and visit places.
Do the meet and greet, go shopping, get some food. Like, I enjoy all of that. That's what I take back home with me to help me make new music. So I pay attention to all the details of radio, interview the people I meet, you know, that inspires me to do better, and so I don't want to miss that. Like, I don't want to miss that.
That's like a breath of fresh air for me to hear.
Yeah, hell yeah, right?
Usually people are just trying to do too much all the time. You know what I mean? You wonder why you're not getting nowhere. Yeah. It's because you're not focusing, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to lock in with my fans, you know what I'm saying, and with the people in real time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not at a distance. Like, I appreciate the social media, but it's like, if you like what we do, then you'll come to the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, and for the people at the show, I want to be as best as I can for them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of the show, before we let you tear down the Neptune in Seattle again, before we wrap this up, what do we forget? I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Like, we got the album out, right?
Got the album, man. Y'all ran through the whole thing. Videos, I heard y'all shot them out. Late night video on the way. Volume 2 out right now. OPM till it's over. We on this Win or Lose tour.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
whenever you come through, man, open door policy.
I
Whether it's in the morning with us or in the afternoon, open door policy around
here. This was really dope for me. Like I'm really happy that you're in
Appreciate it, man. Me too. It's always a blessing to be here. Shout out to Seattle, man. Much love for sure.
It's KUBE 93.3.